how'd you get down in LNE? Because I actually don't know this story. How'd you meet? Why did you end up at A Life? How'd you meet Rebo? How'd you meet everybody? And then how'd you end up getting down in LNE? Because I feel like me and you, like we met real quick, and then I don't even remember how. Then all of a sudden, like I could just talk to you like this, and we were
Yeah.
homies. Like it kind of just happened.
Yeah, I don't. Showing up at A Life, I think I went there to buy a pair of sneakers. But they were the have a good time. They were fire.
Fire as fuck.
The light
The
blue Adidas.
Sambas,
Yeah, yeah,
years before everyone, people were rocking Sambas, but not like now, dude.
yeah. I got the Rebo hooked me up. He like half off or whatever hooked me up. So I think that's why I was there, and we just ended up started kicking it. But oh, that was actually after the first time I met Rebo, MT, and I don't think you were there that night. But the first night I met those homies, I was out with Meat. Shout out to Meat.
Shout out to Meat.
Big Meat. We were out painting, and it was like a night after where it was a Friday night, and it was popping. It was in the summer. I was pretty drunk, so I was just fucking popping off, doing whatever I wanted, doing fills. We were on Canal, like doing like solid fill-ins. So it was just, and it was like 20 of us. It was one of those nights, dude, that's like 20 of us walking around just wreaking havoc on shit. So that's when I met Rebo, MT, and them. I like got in a fight that night. That's the night I tagged that bus. That was like a whole fucking crazy night. And I think that's why we all kind of just clicked up real good then. So then, yeah, that's when I started coming to A Life, I think after that. And then I remember South put me down like, I think it was like a year and a half, maybe 2 years later or something. I'd been kicking it with everybody for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, ever since then, it's been like so cool because everybody in the crew is so solid and like is really on like some positive shit, you know? Like,
Yeah.
but they're also like very on point and good at graffiti.
Yeah. And no one's wilding too hard.
No. And it's not like some,
which is nice.
and it's also not like some like flax or like some like just corny shit. Like I see the internet like is filled nowadays, especially with just like the corniest, cringiest type of shit, and like people are just acting hard or whatever it may be, like because they write graffiti or they're, and that's really not what the homies are at all. We're all just like very chill homies who just love to paint graffiti and like hang out and shit. You know
My,
what I mean?
my my thing too is that everyone is actually friends, which is nice.
Yeah, like that's
it's not a gigantic crew.
yeah,
But everyone, like if you, yeah, it's just like everyone's actually homies, and like no one's getting put down just because they were like nice, or just because they were up, just because they were nice at graph.
100%.
You like, even if you're nice at graph, like you have to be like a genuine friend, because then otherwise it's kind of just like some shallow shit.
Yeah, it's fake.
Yeah.
I've always been that's always been my main thing, is that if I'll ever push any crew, it graffiti always comes second, or it never comes first.
Yeah.
It's like, why, like in general as a human, why would you want to be around someone that like you just don't vibe with?
Yeah, no.
And like especially like you're going to call them like your homie, your boy, like I don't want to be around certain people, so I'm not around them. But like, yeah, LNE, we're all homies first. We all like graffiti. I don't even really, I'm not bombing like I used to, but I'm kicking it with Rebo and fucking South and Talk and Zave like all the time. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's never about graffiti. It's always about just real homie shit. And that's why having a crew that is like a legit crew and not some like flex for the internet is what I think is important. And a lot, and I can see through, and I don't think I'm the shit or anything, but I can see through a lot of that
course,
shit.
yeah,
You know,
nah.
you can really see through a lot of that shit.
I mean, the internet has drastically changed graph, even in just like, I'm not some OG, nothing, but it's like you don't have to be an OG to realize, and also to have an opinion that like, yo, like when I was fucking 16, the scene, I feel like, in what was accepted and what wasn't, for good and bad, in different ways, has just changed so drastically. And also, like, it's just, I know, graffiti is not like mainstream by any means, but like compared to what it was when me and you were probably getting into it, dude, it is main fucking stream now. I feel like everybody knows about like everything.
Yeah.
And
well,
it's crazy.
It's like anything else now with Instagram. Like everyone has a voice. So whether you're a fucking toy or you've been painting for 40 years, you're able to now put your thoughts and like your fucking ideas online for anyone to watch. So like you get these fucking people, and I'm not even trying to sound like a hater. Like it's
Nah,
really,
it's just the truth.
it
It's
ain't
just the
that deep.
truth.
But
Yeah.
when I got into graffiti, like I said, as a youngster, the the internet, like Instagram, didn't exist. It did not exist. Flickr was the thing, and that was the way for me for a while. Instagram came about like years later, so for me, it's always been this weird thing. And yeah, I'm not being a hypocrite. I use Instagram, but I hate to see when people are really pushing a certain type of narrative, and I hope that I don't do that. And like I don't do that. Um, but like everything is based off perception. Like
Where you at with graph now and like the law and all that stuff?
right now I'm still definitely painting as much as I can. I'm a weekend warrior at this stage right now, but that's not to say that that can't change at any moment. Like I could get my juice to go back out and start painting the streets again. But like I said, dealing with cops is, at least for me, I'm fucking sick and tired of it. Like my last arrest was, there was some homies there, like a bunch of homies with me. I had an iCard out, which had no
You
idea.
didn't know, yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea even why. So like, and I don't really want to get too deep into it, but I
Yeah.
kind of know why. And like, I'm getting like, the dude's fucking with me, and I just don't even want to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking.
How does the iCard work again?
It's basically like it's basically a warrant.
It's
It's just
basically a
it's their
warrant.
loophole,
And you
because
can't
it's
even
not
find out if you have one.
No, dude. When I was talking to my lawyer, he was like, he was like, I'll try and figure. He's like, you can't really ever figure it out. I'll try and figure it out for you, but you have to essentially hire like a private investigator who's like friends with a cop, and basically just like start talking shit with him, and he's just gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
Why don't they
figure it
let
out.
you find out if you have one?
I don't fucking know. And dude, like it
Sounds
sucks.
like some torture shit.
Dude.
Because
It's
we
bullshit.
know I have friends and you have friends that like don't know if they have iCards and they're mad worried about getting pulled over.
Dude, I could have another one right now,
Yeah.
because like the dude, it's this whole thing. But yeah, so fuck the fucking Vandal Squad, dude. I fucking hate Vandal Squad, honestly. And I don't.
Have you dealt with them every time you've gotten arrested?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'll tell a quick. Yeah, I have so many stories with them. Like, and I have a bunch of like arrest stories and just like dealing with cop stories. But one of them, I was thinking about on my way over here. I forgot about this. This happened, but it was actually in a huge group of people. It was outside of Lily Pad Mag release party, like at that in LAS. I was up the street getting with a homie. We step out of this deli. He starts catching a fill on this gate. VS cross the street. They pull up. We both run. They come get me like right in this crowd of people, like right in front of everybody, whatever. So we go back to the precinct. I'm in there for a while. They're fucking with me the whole shebang. They took my keys though. Like I had my car keys, and I had a car at the time. And finally, they end up fucking with me, let me go. And then I go back to my fucking car, and it's parked right outside of Lily Pad Mag. And somebody smashed out my back window and didn't fucking steal anything out of my car. And then so I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm talking to one of my good homies, and apparently that's happened to somebody in Jersey that he's heard that that's happened to. They'll have you in the fucking precinct fucking with you. They know they ain't got you on it, because I wasn't even painting. And then they'll take your keys, have their buddies go drive around going beep, beep, looking for the fucking lights to go off so they can figure out which car is yours. Bop! Smash your window for a little, yeah.
For like their mind.
Yeah, so I can't prove that happened, but
Yeah.
that's really the only fucking way it could have happened. And like there's a lot worse things too with these motherfuckers. Do not, if you get caught by Vandal Squad, just don't fucking talk. Imagine like clocking in and the dude next to you, some like Rambo'd out dude who's like actually in a car chase fucking shooting some dude on the BQE because he's got a fucking kilo in his trunk. Because that exists. That's
It
a real
exists.
badass
Yeah,
cop.
yeah.
And you guys are chasing around essentially kids and like hard bodying kids. Like it's a joke.
Yeah, and also graffiti is straight up hard in New York, man.
Yeah, dude. It's like, yeah, it's one of, I think me personally, it's one of those things where, well, the police is a union, and like the union is just, I'm not hating on unions. I'm whatever, but you know, that union, you got to hug everybody. And you're in New York City, you got to give everybody who signs up for it a job. So, you know, graffiti is just one of those things that's apparent in New York City. So let's give these guys a job for something to do.
Yeah.
Cause we have the funding for it essentially.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You had an experience similar, maybe not similar, but like with like the law and shit in Barcelona?
Yeah, I got popped twice in Barcelona.
Or was it Italy?
No, Italy, surprisingly, we did not get popped, but Barcelona, I got popped twice, and The first one was chill. The second one, these motherfuckers stole my phone, and
Like, how did they, like, they were searching you, then they just took your phone?
it was partly my fault. So I was a little lit, and I'm doing a fill. Everybody's like watching me, and we're in like the Gothic quarters, so it's like just walking. And this like cracked out like prostitute chick comes around the corner, and she's like, police, police. But I'm like, this crackhead, she don't know what she's talking about. So boom, keep going. And it was two undercovers grab me, and they were being dickheads. Not like they knew I was a tourist, but all I would say to them, the only thing I would say is lo siento, lo siento, lo siento. And so it got to a point where I was kind of being a dick, and they were just done fucking with me, like dealing with me. So they took my phone because I wouldn't open it. They were like, put the passcode in. And my New York mind is like, they're going to see the photos that I've been taking for the last 3 hours of us painting. So I'm like, no, you're not opening my phone. But like, they can't, like, New York's not going to just take your phone like that. So I didn't think that would happen. A big thing in Barcelona is pickpocketing. So they went on like the loophole or whatever of, oh, he can't put his passcode in the phone. It's not his phone. So they stole it. And then I missed my flight the next day. And it was like a 9. Rebo's like, he's like, nah, it's good. Just call the airport and tell them you got food poisoning. It's all good. They'll just put you on a new flight. I'm like, okay. Fucking call them up. Yeah, it's going to be $900. I remember I'm in the fucking kitchen with TD and Volvo, and I'm fucking, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? I was pissed. Yeah, that was some bullshit. And then we ended up having to get Kemto, the little homie out there, to fucking go. We had to go to multiple police stations because we didn't know where the fuck it was. And finally I get there and they bring me in, and this hot ass chick who's a cop, she's like, oh yeah, so this is your phone and blah, blah, blah. And I like basically, the other dude who took it, I was like shitting on him the whole time because he was standing there, and I was like, yeah, he knew it was my phone. He knew it was. He just wouldn't give it back to me. Like all that, whatever. Yeah. I've gotten bagged a bunch of times. First time I got popped for graffiti, I was 15. I like fucking wrote crazy. I got a bunch of stories, but stole my homie's bicycle out of his garage and fucking rode it down to the city and ended up getting rolled on, fucking got arrested and shit. My dad picked me up. My dad was like on a first date with this chick at the time, and like he was like laughing about it. It was mad funny. Arrests suck, but it's part of the game. And they end up being funny stories when you think about it.